Oh my god, oh my god, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Hey guys, welcome back. So today for the deck highlight, I have a Destroy Daken list. So yesterday was the Silver Surfer list, and now the second shell I wanted to try Daken in was the Destroy list. So actually this deck comes from Tucker, which is one of my teammates from Pursuit Gaming, and he played all night. He did an all-nighter stream. And yeah, for him, the Destroy package was the one that worked the best for him. So I took the deck he played. He had like a 70% win rate with a similar deck as so. I changed a few cards, and that's the deck I have for you guys today. So just before we get into it, please, if you like the content, like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. Most of you guys watching are not even subscribed. And yeah, let's get into the deck breakdown. So if you don't want to see the deck breakdown where I go over every single card one by one, just jump forward in the video. There, look for timestamp down below. You can just jump for the gameplay. It should be good. And yeah, just one last thing. I mean, a new setup that's for like the next month for August. I'm gonna be in this setup. I expect a new setup, which is gonna be my complete setup at the end of August, early September. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first card we have is Deadpool, right? So obviously, since it's the whole Destroy package, we're gonna have Deadpool as our first card. Some Destroy package don't use Deadpool, but here we have so many different ways of destroying our cards, and we need some way to ramp out our deck. So Deadpool fits just perfectly in this list. Following up, we have Nova, which is also really good in this list because it can obviously easily be destroyed by our Killmonger, by our Carnage or Venom. But it's also really good because it works really well with Daken. Because if you destroy the Nova before destroying the Shard, well then the Nova buff is going to trigger twice on Daken, right? Because Daken is going to be a 3/5 instead of a 3/4. And then once you destroy the Muramasa shard, which destroys, which double its power, well then it's gonna be a 3/10. So 3/4 becomes a 3/5 because of the Nova, and then Muramasa dies right after, and then so it becomes a 3/10, right? Just be careful of Shang-Chi's, obviously. So Nova is really good. It has some extra value in this deck because of Daken. Bucky Barnes is there. Bucky Barnes is really good because it's obviously it's a really good destroy card that brings a lot of stats. It's basically 2/6 if you're able to destroy, and plus it buffs your Carnage, it buffs your Venom. So yeah, just overall a really good destroy tool, destroy card. And it just drops a lot of power. But yeah, cards like Bucky Barnes, Deadpool could be swapped, but I just love them because they're low cost, and then you could just play your destroy card on top of them really easily. So yeah, then now we're getting to the cards that are more really important in this deck, right? So we have our Carnage, our Venom, our Wolverine, Killmonger. So I guess let's start by the ones that destroy, right? So we have Carnage, Killmonger, and Venom, which are all really important, right? You have Carnage that can destroy your stuff for only 2. You have your Killmonger can destroy your 1 costs for 3, and it's really good because we have so many 1 costs, right? We have our Deadpool, our Nova, and our Muramasa shard now. So Killmonger is even better, and we have our Venom, right? Which is like our Carnage, but then it keeps the power. So yeah. Carnage and Venom are really important in this deck because we also have Nimrod, so they are really necessary to play in this deck. Because on turn 6, you can do something where you you play your Nimrod on 5, and then you Carnage Venom on turn 6. So yeah, you can just have a lot of Nimrods everywhere. So normally this deck would run something with like a Deathlock as well, another 3 cost, which is a 3/5, destroy all your cards here. So let me just find it. So a lot of decks run Deathlock, right? But here, because we run Absorbing Man, well, we usually get like a second Venom, right? So you can Venom on 3, Absorbing Man on 4, which is going to copy your Venom. You can also use your Nimrod on 5 and then Carnage Absorbing Man on 6 to destroy your Nimrods multiple times if you already use your Venom or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of different plays, and that's why we don't need a 4th wave destroying cards, is because Absorbing Man can be used as a 4. So I would say like we have like 3.5 destroy cards, right? So which is just like the perfect amount, I would say, right? Like 4 is too much, 3 is not enough. We have like a 3.5 with Absorbing Man, which is just perfect. So Wolverine is in the deck because it's just a good thing to destroy with anything, right? You could use if you use your Carnage, well, it's really good. Then if it gets buffed up and you use your Venom on it, it's even better. So yeah, it's just like a versatile card that you can just drop at any time in the game. So you just drop it on turn 2, on turn 3, on turn 4, whichever one you have 2 energies, just drop Wolverine. You don't have to think it too much. So obviously, our next card here, we talked about Killmonger, Venom, Carnage, Wolverine. Our next card is, and it's our Season Pass card, Daken, right? So in yesterday's video, I forgot to explain what Daken does. So Daken, what it does, it's a 3/4, and it adds the muramasa shard to your hand, which is this. And once you discard it, so that could be like a free trigger if you're playing discard, but if you're playing destroy like in our deck right now, you have to play it and then destroy it, right? So Daken is more like a 4/8 with the shard that you destroy, but don't forget, like, destroying stuff is good for us, right? And it's also not only simple as that, right? Because if you would be like, yeah, 4/8, but you also have to play the card, you have to destroy it, it's not that good. But it is good because, like I mentioned earlier, we have our Nova, and we also have Absorbing Man here in our deck. You have a second shard, and then the power just goes like to 16 really easily, right? So you like Daken on 3, Absorbing Man on 4, and then you shard Venom, and then you null, let's say, or something along those lines, right? So then you're gonna have a lot of power with your Daken lane. Yeah, Daken is just really good also because it kind of counters some lockdown decks right now, because when they Professor X and they Professor X your Daken lane, right? So let's say you play Daken, they Professor X, and then you're missing power. Obviously, you can destroy your shard once, but like I mentioned, like you can also, after the lockdown is done, so let's say the lockdown is done on turn 4, because that's what usually happens with Professor X in like Thanos control. Well, then on turn 5, you Absorbing Man, right? You wouldn't have Absorbing Man if he didn't lock you down, but then now he locks you down. You need some extra power in the other lane, so then you Absorbing Man. You're gonna get an extra power, an extra shard, and then you're gonna destroy it, and your Daken is gonna go to 16. You're gonna win the lockdown lane, and then you win another lane with like null or whatnot, right? So next up we have Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is really freaking good in this deck because we have also null. So Shang-Chi, we destroy something big, well then all the power goes to our null. So not only normally just Shang-Chiing something makes you win a lane. So you Shang-Chi a lane, you win that lane, and then you also win the other lane with null, right? Yeah, and plus we also have Absorbing Man as well to trigger like a second Shang-Chi. So you could like Shang-Chi on 4, then your opponent think he's safe. He plays something big on 5, and then you Absorbing Man on 5, or obviously you can also do it on turn 6. But yeah, a really cool pattern. So yeah, Absorbing Man, which is our next card. Like I mentioned, has a lot of good triggers, especially with you could double Carnage on turn 6 if you don't have your Venom. You can Venom on 3, Absorbing Man on 4. You can Daken on 3, Absorbing Man on 4. You can Shang-Chi, then Absorbing Man. You have so many things you can do with Absorbing Man in this deck, right? It can even happen that you're going to Killmonger a second time, but that's more rare, I would say. But yeah, Daken into Absorbing Man, into destroying those shards, it's just like a really good and reliable pattern or play to do. So next up we have our Nimrod. Nimrod doesn't have to be always played. But yeah, Nimrod's good because we have Carnage, Venom, which are just ways of splitting a lot of power everywhere, and it's also a good way to like enter some other lanes, right? So I would keep Nimrod as our win condition. But yeah, so in some games it's really useful to have a Nimrod. Yeah, for just a good card in this deck. You can obviously replace them all by some other destroy package card, but I love Nimrod just a bunch. Yeah, and we have finally Null. So Null is our big 6-cost finisher. You don't have to play Null all the time. I just mentioned we have a Nimrod into Carnage Venom and other patterns like that. But yeah, what I like to do with this deck is to make sure 100% I win a lane. So I do so by usually Daken Absorbing Man, Shard, Destroy, right? So I said, we Daken Absorbing Man, and then on 5 we Shard, Destroy, and then Destroy with Venom. You destroy everything, and then you get your Null on turn 6 another lane. So you make sure you win one lane, and then you're gonna win the other lane with Null. So that's usually the pattern I go with Null in this deck. So yeah, I'll jump to some ladder games, but this deck has been working very well for me and really, really well for my teammate Tucker. He played all night, and I think he reached infinite with this deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's mostly very, very fun. But yeah, retreat at the right time. I think this goes without saying. Retreat at the right time, snipe at the good time. But yeah, super, super fun deck. I don't know if it's as powerful as the Silver Surfer package. I think we're maybe once we're gonna get Silver Samurai and some other cards or X23. Sorry, once we get X23, I think this deck is just gonna blow up with Daken. I would just replace Deadpool with X23, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I'll jump to some gameplay, and I'll see you guys there. Let's get into it. So we have our Deadpool here. Okay, Wakanda is actually a very bad location for us. So we are gonna Deadpool or Nova on turn 1. I think Nova is actually better because you Nova and then you Deadpool, and when you destroy, the Nova's gonna destroy first, which is gonna buff your Deadpool, and then Deadpool's gonna double. It's like giving already destroy to our Deadpool, right? Because we're bringing our Deadpool to 1 to 2, and then it goes from 2 to 4. So it's just a better play line. Okay, similarly here we're gonna play our Wolverine. Next turn we're gonna Deadpool Carnage. Nova's gonna buff our Wolverine or Deadpool, and then they're gonna get destroyed. I guess Wolverine would have made a difference. So he plays Wave, which is actually quite nuts because we can drop our Nimrod on turn 4, but that probably means he has something bigger, right? But we can Nimrod in Shuri's Lab, which is huge. I think we're gonna stay in game regardless, but if we're lucky, we're gonna draw our Venom. So we get the Venom, which is nuts. I think we're gonna snap back here. So we Bucky Barnes, and then we Venom, which is gonna be a big Venom. We're gonna have big Nimrods everywhere because the Nimrod's gonna, the Venom is gonna double up from Shuri's Lab, and then we can Absorbing Man, which is insane. And he can't even Shang-Chi anything. I kind of hope he doesn't retreat.
Enough said, bub.
So if we Absorbing Man middle, is that enough? We're Absorbing Man middle. We're actually even threatening the middle lane. So we Absorbing Man middle. He's gonna go steal the Venom ability. He's gonna bring 12 power left and 12 power right. And Well, he retreated.
Victory.
All right. Next up, we have Thug Hugh. So we have Nova. We're gonna Nova in Sinister London because it's easy to destroy. We have Shuri's lab once more. So are we gonna Bucky Barnes? Maybe not in Sinister London. We're gonna Bucky Barnes in the right lane. Let some room for Absorbing Man and Venom. This is not great. I think we're gonna skip here. Our Venom is really important. So we are going to play Absorbing Man in Sinister London just to add some extra power on the board. So now we Nimrod. And then we Carnage Venom. Carnage left and Venom. No, I'm not sure actually. Do we just both put them in Sinister London? Is that the play? Is that the play? If we Carnage here. No, maybe. Yeah, we Carnage here. We're going to have a 6 power Nimrod here, a 6 power Nimrod here. Then Carnage is going to move. Let's say it moves middle. Then it's going to block right. And then Venom, it's going to be. Yeah, that's why I wasn't able to decide because it's all about luck. Are we beating that? I don't think so. I think we need Carnage to go right now. Uh-oh. But wait a... But then we put 2 rods back in the left lane. And we should win here. Yes. All right. Let's go.
Victory.
That was crazy. That was kind of crazy. All right. We don't have any of our 1 or 2 drops. So we are going to play our Bucky Barnes in Gamma Lab just to have a single Hulk. When they play Zabu and they don't play in Gamma Lab, it probably means they have a Shang-Chi, which can be fine if we get our Null. Because Null is going to soak all the power of the Shang-Chi. Or all of the power of the destroyed Hulk. I think we Shang-Chi now, because if we can play, we have our Nimrod Venom Carnage pattern, and we have it in Shuri's lab. All right. Wait a minute. We have the null.
Opponent snapped.
What I'm thinking is if we go for like Venom, it's gonna add. We're gonna be at 18 left, which is not much. So we're gonna have to play our null eventually. But yeah, I think we have to play our Nimrod either way. Okay, here if we null here. No, that's less power, I think. If we Venom, we get a lot of Nimrods. So we get a lot of power left. Because we get Shang-Chi plus Nimrod, that's 18 plus 3, 21, so we're at 42. And then we have one Nimrod mid, one Nimrod right. And if he doesn't... I think we Carnage here afterwards. If he Shang-Chi's left, we're screwed. If he Shang-Chi's middle or right, I think we're fine. Wait, are we screwed if he... Yeah, if he Shang-Chi's left, our Nimrod won't be enough because we will have 4 power with Carnage. We're going to have our Nimrod that's going to go left, and then we're going to have a new Nimrod that's going to go right for 12. So that's going to be 60. Oh my god, we're going to be at 1 extra power than his Devil Dino. That's considering he's not drawing any cards. So I guess, wait a minute, we could go for that and that. And that's a little bit better. A little bit safer, actually. Is that the Shang-Chi? Is that the Shang-Chi? That has to be Shang-Chi, right? Okay. And Shang-Chi. Yes. We are good here. Yeah, so Shang-Chi middle was fine.
Victory.
But even Shang-Chi left would have been fine. We would have been at 20 power, and his Devil Dino was just not big enough. All right, we have a game against Big T-Moose. We're going to play our Nova in one of the unknown location. And then... So that's a Silver Surfer list, probably. So we are going to play our Daken here, which... By the way, I'm guessing Shuri's Lab is a hot location. We keep seeing it every single game. So here we are gonna Absorbing Man, which is gonna give us a second shard, which is just great. So we get a second shard. We destroy both shard on turn 5. Daken is gonna be huge, and then on turn 6 we play whatever we get on turn 6. Okay, here we play one, 2, 3. Then hopefully it pulls our Wolverine, I think. So here we gotta make sure we win even if we get Shang-Chi. Is there... No, there's no Shang-Chi because there's a goose. So I guess it's just a question of... Let's put as much power as possible here. Or I go for the 100,000 IQ play, where I destroyed my Daken. And my Wolverine and my Deadpool. Because he's going to fight for middle. So all our power goes middle with null. And then the right lane, we're going to have 16, which is weak. But I'm guessing he's going to play like what's his name? D37. Okay, let's try it. Oh my god, it's gonna work. Oh, I feel so bad. Yes. Yes.
Victory.
Fantastic. All right. This is going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think this was a great showcase of the deck once again. If you have any question, ask me down below. I keep forgetting to say, but yeah, please discourse with me in the comments, join my Discord, whatever. Please like if you enjoy so I know what you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye, guys.